podcast number 2 with the lovely Lindsey. And she is going to solve all of my issues today because I got a new puppy.
I'm here for you. Congratulations. You're in for a lot of work.
I know. And you know what? This time, everyone that listens to the podcast that knows me, I'm a lab girl. I love labs because they're easy and they're dumb and happy.
Love a dumb dog.
And they live to please. But this dog, if anybody wants to own a dachshund, dachshund, wiener dog, whatever you want to call them, they are a special kind of dog.
Yeah.
And you need so much patience, so much, I don't even know. You just need a lot. You need a lot with these dogs because they are just, I don't know. I'm used to it with the labs.
Yeah.
Like they just look at you all the time like, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you need? I'm here to be like your partner.
Labs live in pack drive. A lot of them. I shouldn't speak for all labs, but like labs are, what do we do next? What do you got for me? What? Yeah. I love labs for this reason. Dachshund, dachshund, wiener dogs are not. They are, most dogs, every dog is an opportunist. Every human, every living sentient being is an opportunist. We're like looking to maximize fun, minimize pain and negativity.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but this dog is just like, she has her own thoughts, her own feelings, her own everything.
Yeah, truly.
And I'm like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it.
Okay.
I also rescued a similar opportunist. I got
Little Pips,
Mr. Pipsqueak, that I let my 3-year-old name. He is he's 6 months now, but he's a miniature pincher Chihuahua pug, and very similar. Of like, water rolls down a hill, and this dog is going to find a way to fit through my fence. He is going to find whatever snack a kid left under a bed and eat it. Like,
does he run away with it when you try to grab him too?
Yeah, he tries to make it a game, but he's since learned, like, I won't play the game. I will just slowly like stalk you around the house like a serial killer in the movies, like the ones that walk, which are so much scarier. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna run after you. I'm just gonna like kind of
walk and look.
Yeah, give you like a little bit of like a teacher intense like look in my eye, and just kind of make my hands a little big and just like stalk you around the house. And so now he's like, okay, I'll avoid that weird interaction and I'll just give you the thing, or trade him. But again, he was one of those that pieced it together really quickly of like, if I take a wrapper, I take a sock, and then you give me trade for a treat, like I'll just start like bringing you stuff and expect a trading. So then we have to fade that food out very quickly. But
oh my gosh.
What does
she does that? She does. And what I learned with the labs, is they're like, just don't play the game. Yep. Just walk away. Mm-hmm. And I will walk away all the way to the house, and she'll be like, bye, bitch.
Yeah.
See ya.
I just ate plastic.
I'm going to eat goose shit out in your yard. And I'm like, you get over here.
Yeah. And then I'm going to roll in it.
I know. And, and then I'm just like with the labs, as soon as I like gave up attention and I walk away, they're like, wait, where are you going?
You're mad at me?
You're leaving?
Yeah.
And like they will run after you instantly because they're
Jade.
just dumb. But she's like, bye. See ya.
Yes. So with these opportunist puppies, the Pipsqueaks, the Jades,
hate it.
And honestly, most puppies, it starts with what we call management. And to me, there's training, there's management. They go hand in hand, but management is essentially how we control the puppy's access to space and situations to set them up for success. It's kid-proofing your house. It's puppy-proofing. So
my guess is a long lead.
Yeah, exactly. That is my favorite leash. Whether it's long or short, that is my favorite management tool to start. Because if your dog can't
get over here.
Yeah, if they can't behave on a leash and be connected to you, they're not going to be able to behave off leash and make good choices. So it starts with a leash, where every puppy that comes through my house, or like for training or just my own puppies, are going to spend at least their first 2 weeks attached to me on leash. Some puppies go a little faster than others. Pips is a little slow, but it's okay. And then they'll Pips. Yeah. And once they show that they're not going to like chew through that leash and chew on it, they might.
She does.
Yeah, exactly. So she's still attached to you, because that's a behavior I'll disagree with. But assuming they stop chewing through their leashes and whatnot, then that's where they can graduate to what I call a drag leash, where I just get like a cheapo dollar store leash that can get dragged through who knows what. And they just like drag that around the house. And that way, when the puppy goes for something they shouldn't, I don't have to grab them. Like, I don't have to, like, because even just
kind of like a gentle pull.
Yeah. Or just step on the leash, reel them in. Oh, what a good doggy. You brought me a wrapper kind of thing.
Okay. You want to know what's been happening though?
Yeah. Tell me.
Okay. So like, had her on a leash. I did exactly what you said, to had her on the long leash.
Yep.
And she goes down to the lake, eats goose poop. And I'm like, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
And so I start to like pull her in. And what she does is like inhales the goose poop. And then second of all, starts going into, have you ever seen like alligator death rolls?
Yes.
She starts doing her alligator death rolls. And I'm like, dude. And I ended up just pulling her while she's like rolling like a little
high drama
roly-poly. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly. So the hard thing there is like if we give her the opportunity to eat the goose poop, and believe me, every single dog in my house is like eating goose poop, and they've done that thing too, where it's like, okay, the moment like that we start to pull them away, there's like, I'll just get it all at once, buffet style.
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's so funny to watch her though, because she will literally inhale it, and then you just hear.
Oh no.
I'm like, you.
No,
Jade.
Yeah. After 6 months, we could start talking about like kind and fair e-collar, like ways of really getting them to like avoid it and make better choices.
I'm about to put her on the e-collar.
Yeah, yeah. How old is she now?
6 months.
Yeah. Okay. Pip started last week. He's doing fabulous with it. I have gotten him to drop dead things. And again, this is like very low level too. I've like layered it in appropriately where I've got his e-collar goes like 0 to 100. His main,
that's what mine does.
Yeah, yeah. His main working level's a 3. Like this is not correction, people. This is like communication. This is a tickle on his neck. That's like that's a bad idea. Yeah.
And I'm like, this is it.
Yeah.
It just feels like a little,
like a little muscle spasm.
Yeah.
Little like if you've ever used a muscle stimulator for back pain, it's the exact same like sensation. That's what I would equate it to. But on the collar I'm using with him, I don't feel anything lower than an 8 on my forearm. But 3 gets the message across. Now for not everything, like what did he bring me? It was like a deer leg from the woods. Lovely.
Thank you.
Get a min pin. It'll be great.
Nice.
But I just I paired it with a drop and single tap. I think that was more like a 5 or between 5 and 10. And he's like,
right.
What? And then but he drops it. Good boy. I praise him. I yes him. I give him some food. And he's like, okay, on to the next thing. And then I pick up the deer leg and get out of my yard so he doesn't do it again.
Right.
But I feel like the goose poop's hard because it's going to be all over the lake. Like good luck getting, she like might just not even be able to go to that area for a bit or until you've worked it. It's not going to be a relaxing
or like
day on the lake.
Whenever the grass gets mowed, like the grass clippings, she'll go like inhale those.
Okay.
I'm like, why?
Not ideal. I know. I don't know. My dogs eat a little grass here and there, and I'm not.
Why you do that?
I know. I mainly worry if it's like fertilized because that's where it's got like.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Cancer causing.
And that's what I try to do that, and I think she knows now. She's getting to the point where she knows when she's on the leash. She's like, okay, I can't get away with as much. She's still doing the death rolls.
Okay.
Where she'll just flop down and just start circling.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hurt her back. She's a dash hound.
Exactly. We have to be conscious of that. But it's also, I don't know, there's some point of like a little bit of natural selection where I'm like, okay, then don't do that.
Right.
Just like don't do things that are bad
I think
for you.
she knows. I think that's why I don't like her right now, because she literally is like, I know you don't like this and I'm going to freaking do it.
No. That's the funny thing too, is like I often think us humans, and again, myself included, before I was a trainer, like I had all these like funny explanations for like why he's such an asshole, or he's doing all this to just piss me off, and like he's just doing it to please himself. Like she's just trying to get out of it. She's like, I don't want to do it. It's probably her way of just dealing with the frustration of you setting that boundary, because the leash is like, yeah, this is a boundary. I'm reeling you in. You can't have goosebumps. And she's like, no, I want it. It's my kids having a tantrum on the floor.
Yep.
That's what she's doing. But
exactly.
Yeah, but puppy training is truly like, this is my favorite time to start training with a dog, because I can prevent so many of those problem behaviors that are like, for some dogs, a death sentence down the road, or like, okay, 1 year, like dogs that are getting dropped off at shelters are not puppies. They're like they're between 1 and 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The owner's just kind of like checked out of like, okay, this dog is doing this. I'm not going to.
Don't want it.
Yes, exactly. And to me, it would have been so much easier to just proactively teach the dog to chew on an appropriate thing, or to house train the dog, or socialize them during that critical window while they're developing, where we can prevent so many of these other issues. I call them life-saving behaviors. It seems silly. Like, how is house training, chew tray training, trading and taking things with puppies, having those conversations in a fun, kind, gentle way that's going to help the puppy just learn, like, this is normal. This is just how we do life together.
Right.
That can then prevent all these things down the road that I'm still happy to help people with, but it would always be easier if we started as a puppy.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. When we actually just did some film work, with Voyager with you, where we talked about a lot of puppy training.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go check that out, you can check out on our YouTube page. We did a lot of puppy socialization.
Yep.
We did puppy
yes association.
Yes training.
Like positive interrupter. You can supercharge that word to call your puppy off almost anything. Yeah. We talk about management. Yeah, we talked about a lot of it.
So someone comes home, they get a puppy.
Yes.
First step.
So ideally, like when you bring your puppy home, I usually suggest like make it a long weekend. If you can take off a Friday, take off a Monday, give yourself like 3 days with this puppy to just kind of like help them where you're not going to be like exhausted getting him on a Sunday night and having to work the next day. Because it's not going to be like super exciting. So the puppy's going to need to sleep a lot too, but it's just like getting them used to a very structured routine. The puppy's going through a huge transition, leaving their litter mates and their mom. But they can do the work, and it's going to be the easiest time to help that puppy just kind of adjust to a new routine.
Right.
And so like the kind of key things to me when you bring your puppy home is like not just like letting them off the leash, like this is your home, go explore, go pee in a guest room, like limiting their space to a confined area or introducing them to a crate, maybe having like a little playpen area or a baby gated room with tile or flooring.
Crate training is so important.
It's so important.
I don't know why people get I might get hate from this. Sorry. I don't know why people get a dog and don't crate train it.
I completely agree. And it's like, it is clear, like to me, it is the nicest thing everyone thinks it's mean. I feel like that is, and I get it. It's coming from a place of love. You are a good human, but to not crate train your dog, I think is mean because your dog, and to me, okay, to step back, defining crate training is to teach your dog to truly be comfortable in a crate and to see that as a space of relaxation and safety
and comfort.
And where they have no other jobs. Because I think a lot of people think, oh, it's going to be nicer if I just let my dog sit on the couch all day. But then your dog is going to start barking out the window.
Give itself a job.
Exactly. Where if we don't condition our dogs to relax in the crate, that to me is a more cruel job of like, now your dog has to feel the responsibility of watching everything go by. And when they bark, the thing goes away. There's a reinforcement pattern there. And now your dog is stressed and your dog is living in defense drive and feeling like, I need to sit here and do this job. Or this is just one example.
I feel like that's me when I get home. I'm like, I need to lock myself in my room to take a nap.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm going to be doing dishes, painting my rock wall, doing tile work. Like I have all these projects. I'm like, I got to give myself a job.
It's exactly where this is your place where your dog can like truly decompress and learn to do the art of doing nothing. Of I just need to rest, focus on my breath. And we call it the Zen zone, the relaxation station, whatever you want.
Meditation,
Yes, truly. And so we have like, again, for puppies, it's more about just like creating a positive association, maybe leaving the crate door open, putting a cozy bed in there.
Making it their safe space.
Yes, sprinkle treats in there. Like we're creating a good association there. We have like a full-blown crate relaxation routine that I do with every puppy. I do with every dog I work with just to help the dog like feel like that conditioned response of when I go in here, my job is to just chill and do nothing. Even if the dog is currently anxious in that space, we can redefine that for them. But for a puppy, it's just about creating that good association. And even if they're going to whine and bark a little bit, it's like, this is the easiest time for your puppy to learn. They will not fall apart if they have to be away from you for a little bit.
Right.
Whether you're home or gone, it's just like and puppies need to sleep a lot. So it's like, do something with them, play with them, and then let them rest in their crate. And like, rather than napping on your lap or on the couch or wherever, it's just like, have them do that in their crate. And that just becomes part of their daily routine. And that becomes a really beautiful thing.
Yeah.
To help the dog build independence. I think independence for dogs is like so underrated because, especially for puppies, they need to learn their lives are not going to fall apart if they're away from you.
And it helps with the separation anxiety.
Exactly.
Preventing
it. Yeah. If someone's going to call me with a puppy and be like, oh, my puppy has separation anxiety. If they're under a year, I'm like, okay, your puppy just hasn't built independence yet. If they're over a year and like, we're getting into it. And I'm not saying like, yes, there probably are some 6-month-old dogs with separation anxiety out there, but the sooner we start helping them build independence, it's going to be so much easier than waiting 3 years till your dog's like clawing through drywall and breaking out windows. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when COVID was going on and everyone got COVID puppies.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then once everyone started like, oh, I have to go back to work. I'm not working from home anymore. then they're like, my dog is so attached to me and he's tearing up the house when we leave. And it's like, yeah, because you got a dog and you stayed with that dog 24/7.
Exactly. No, it's so true. And even if you work from home, like having your puppy crated while you're working, your puppy's learning to be away from you. They can still hear you, but it's like they're learning to be on their own and they're okay. But I had so much of that coming back from COVID. I was also coming back from maternity leave, and I feel like I just came back and was like, okay, everyone, hold on. Like we can do this, but like, okay. And then the sad reality too is how many of those dogs just ended up cycling back into the shelter when people went back to it. Was, yeah,
that's so sad.
It was, but anyway,
I feel like it's one of those like temporary, like, oh, it's convenient to get a dog right now.
Yeah.
Because I remember that was a huge boom in the dog food market too, because COVID happened and it's like everyone got a dog.
For sure. And then so many dogs came out of it with separation anxiety, which is just the sad reality. But
so crate train your puppy.
Yes.
So step one, buy a crate.
Buy a crate. Yes. Get that crate before your puppy comes home, and like get the size crate that's going to go with your adult dog. It comes with like a divider so you can have it grow with them.
You don't want too big of a crate because then they'll just poop in the corner of it.
Exactly. You want it to be like they need enough room to sit, stand, lie down, and like turn around in it, but they don't need much more until they're fully potty trained. Like I don't care if some dogs like to spread out and like lay spread eagle. They can do that once they're showing they're not going to like pee and poop in their crate.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because dogs are naturally clean.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to like poop in the area that they're standing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you give them that area where they can do it, it's going to be very hard to potty train.
Yeah, totally. And that's where, having that appropriately sized crate and then making sure they're empty going in too. Like puppies need to go out so much. And I take my puppies out on leash, even in a fenced in backyard for a potty outing. It's 3 minutes on leash. So that way the puppy's not learning, hey, the longer I hold it, the longer we stay out here. And then I'll rotate between, okay, I do a 3-minute potty outing. If you go in that 3 minutes, I'll give you not one, but 3 treats, or it's one treat broken into 3 pieces to motivate them to go in that spot. But if they don't go, we're going to go back inside and they're going to go in their crate. I'll set a timer for like, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes, take the puppy back out to that designated spot. And the reason the leash is so important too is like puppies just get distracted. If
they do.
Yeah. They're like, oh, leaf, bird, stick, squirrel.
All these smells.
So much to do. So, and if your yard's fenced in, like with my puppy, if I take him out on leash, if he goes, he gets his like little treat or 3 treats, and then I take the leash off. Like now you can have your freedom time.
Right.
But if you don't pay me what you owe me, you're not going to get
smart.
Right? I didn't come up with this, but no, but if we're just going to let our dog out, first of all, if we're not going out with them, do we know they went? Like, did they just go eat goose poop rather than go? And like, now they're going to come right back inside and go as soon as they get back in. Like so many puppies do that. So we have to go out there with them. The more we go out there with them now, like the less we'll have to later because the dog's just going to be in the routine of it. But we go out there with them, with the dog on leash. And then if they go, and if you have the time, let them go off leash, let them play around. But the dog is learning, like, what my ticket off leash is like paying you in my eliminatory products. Like, pay me what you owe me, and then we can run around in the backyard.
Take a shit, then you get free time.
Exactly. You got to earn it. Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, so I want to hear your, I guess, process.
Yeah.
So say like you wake up in the morning, take your dog out. Your dog does not go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Does it go back in the crate?
So usually like that first outing is like guaranteed. Like if I'm taking the puppy out on leash, like right out of the crate, like they are going to go because they've held it all night and like for like brand new puppies too, I'll probably set an alarm and plan an outing in the middle of the night, like break up the night with at least one potty outing. I want to get rid of that within the first week or so just so that I can sleep. But usually first outing, they're going to go. But the thing is, like, so many puppies like are gonna have to go again, like 15 minutes later. So usually I like with my puppy, I get up, take him out to potty on leash. He usually pees and poops within 3 minutes. We go back inside. I feed him his breakfast in the crate. So now he's eating in the crate. I close the door, walk away. I can go like start getting my kids ready, and then I come back down somewhere within like 15 to 30 minutes later. Take him back out again on leash because at least for Pips, like he's got to go again.
Right.
If I just like let him out of the crate and let him rip around the house, like he'd go poop in a corner. So that's where I'll take him back out again. He'll usually go again. And that's where then I'd start that cycle. Okay, if you haven't gone, like I'm essentially gonna keep rotating on leash outings with going back in the crate until I think you're empty. Okay. And that's where there's some element of like getting to know your dog's biology of like, okay, you've woken up, you've eaten breakfast, you owe me 3 poops before 9 a.m.
Right.
And until you're empty, you're on leash with me. So that's the other alternative. If you don't want to put them right back in the crate, have them attached to you on leash so that you can keep an eye on them. And if they start to circle and sniff, you're ready to get them right back outside.
Okay, so say like your dog goes outside, does not poop, whatever. Say like not even yours. Say someone else's.
Puppy.
Bring the puppy back inside. You're like sitting there watching the puppy. You're making breakfast. You're doing your thing. You turn back around. Puppy poops inside.
Yeah. All the time.
What do you do?
Yeah, at that moment, that's on me. Like if a puppy poops in the house, like I missed it. Right?
You don't even take them over to it and go, no, Pips.
Not at all. No, the days of like rubbing our face in it, or their face in it, our face.
Our face.
No, the reason I say that is like the days of rubbing their face in it are like long gone. The joke is like I'm gonna like rub my face in it because I missed it. Like I needed to be on it. So I essentially just kind of if I catch a puppy in the act where they're like starting to squat or do the thing, my little saying to myself is startle, don't scare. Where I'm like, ooh, no. And I scoop them up and like law of sphincters. Usually you get startled or someone walks in on you in the bathroom and everything closes up. Occasionally they like pee on your feet, but then I just bring them right outside and do that 3-minute outing. And then I go clean it up and that's on me. And then, so training myself and like, so for every puppy that I'm training to, I have like this house training sheet where I'm going to track everything that comes out of that puppy. And oftentimes I'll track what's going in too, because it's like this little biology equation of what goes in must come out. And I can train myself to predict like what's coming out before 9 a.m. And that way I have kind of a tally in my head and as their intestines grow, it only gets easier. But at first, like you're going to feel like this puppy is peeing and pooping every 30 to 60 minutes. So that way I kind of know where the dog is at.
Right.
And that's where I really put the ownership on me is I don't expect a puppy to tell me. If I've bell trained that puppy or doorbell trained that puppy, great. But even then, like I'm not going to rely on the puppy to tell me until like they've reliably done it for about 6 months.
Right.
Otherwise, like I'm predicting, like in my head, I'm like, okay, Pip still owes me another poop today. I better get him back out.
Jay's just starting to tell me. She'll go to the door and she'll just sit there and...
Congrats. That's huge. No, that's a big milestone for a puppy. Yeah. Some puppies do it right away. Pips, no.
But she does not like to go in the grass. So we can't get over that because it's wet in the morning. And I think it's because she's a wiener dog. She's like close to the ground. I literally have to pick her up and put her in the grass. And she's like, fine, I'll poop.
Could you give her a wood chip section?
Possibly.
I love wood because like male or female urine will eventually kill the grass. And so I love like wood chips as a better substrate for them to just kind of get used to. She might prefer it if you just even like wood chip a tiny little section that becomes her potty. And then you're also not cleaning up your whole yard. You got like a little doggy toilet area.
That's true.
You could try that.
I will. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'll have to circle back around and see.
Because I know.
I'm trying to think because like I have a wood chip area, like, but it's like landscaping.
Yeah.
Kind of wood chips.
Yeah.
But she doesn't like to step in those normally.
Oh.
I wonder.
Yeah. And so the funny thing about puppies is like they will very quickly develop a very strong preference for whatever substrate they get used to going on. So a lot of dogs or even owners will just be like, oh, I just want them going in the grass for now and we'll work on training that dog run later. I'm like, no. We go straight to the dog run. Like wherever you want your dog to go their entire life, start that day one. Don't wait. And like my dogs go in grass, but like their preference is to go in our little wood chip dog run.
I just realized that because I didn't realize that that's where you were putting them.
Oh yeah. I like send them out. They know like that's their toilet area. It makes cleanup easy.
That's
my kids,
so true.
Yeah, you'll like my dogs will poop in the backyard. But there's rarely poop back there, which is just so nice for kids running around.
That's so true. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the next thing with puppy training. Okay, I know you said that sometimes you feed them from the crate. What about by hand?
Exactly. That is like exactly it. So yes, you can feed them in the crate when you're feeling lazy, but otherwise like I measure out my puppy's daily allotment of food. I put it in a bag. I put that bag in a fanny pack and the majority of my dog's food is coming from my hand. Okay.
Just building that trust, building that relationship.
100%. So like we talked about the leash, like that is our management tool. That is one of them. Leash, gates, crates, those types of things is how we're controlling their access. But essentially, if I am hand feeding my dog, anytime I see my dog doing a behavior I like sitting quietly in a corner, laying down, I can just sprinkle some treats in front of them or food. And that is how they're getting their daily allotment of food.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is key. Or a loud sound goes by. If we're out walking, I've got my little trusty fanny pack. A bus goes by, something like that. The puppy might be a little alarmed about, I just yes, and then I drop a treat on the ground, and the puppy is like, "Ooh, I love it when weird sounds happen," and then food falls out.
Right.
Kids go by on bikes, food. We can create good associations, but essentially, feeding in this way allows us to. It's our job to just prevent all the behaviors we don't want, but then hand feeding means we can reinforce all the behaviors we like.
Right. That totally makes sense because actually, when I train dogs for the hunting aspect, when I start introducing like the gun work, I always bring out a bumper because they love retrieving. Yep. So I'm like, okay, you start 100 yards away shooting a gun, and every time you shoot a gun, I'm going to associate it with a retrieve.
Yeah.
And then they're like, they don't even notice the gun as it gets closer.
Yeah. Well, then the gun becomes a good association. The gun means retrieve, and they're so excited about that. So, and like, I love that you do that. That's amazing. Yeah. And if you don't have access to those things, like what I do with your average puppy is I'll just like play sounds on YouTube very quietly on my phone, maybe from across the room, and just start doing like hand feeding exercises where the puppy just learns like, oh, distant sound of fireworks means we're playing like puppy push-up games with treats or with food. And it just helps when their brain is in that most malleable state. We can start creating good associations rather than waiting for when they're like in a fear period or something like that and they hear that sound out in public.
Right.
That's going to be much scarier than if we've just started proactively playing the sound of a siren or a motorcycle or a gunshot and having that on in the background.
Scary sounds.
Yes. We live in a wildly unnatural, crazy world, and we just expect our dogs to be like, figure it out, sink or swim. It's like, no, we have to just like gradually coach them through this, and it will be so much less stressful for the dog.
Jade hates motorcycles, and I don't know how that's going to work because I already bought the, it's like a dog backpack. Yeah. And I'm like, you are going to be a moto dog with me.
Does she have the goggles? Yes. Yeah, they're so cute.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about the goggles. Right? I put them on her, and she does not care.
Cute. No, she doesn't mind them.
No, she does not care.
Like, I look cool.
But yeah, whenever I'm in the barn, like working on motorcycles and I start one up, she will just growl and hate it. And I'm like, you are such a little shit.
Yeah. Could you take her to like somewhere where people are doing them in the distance and you don't, the goal wouldn't even be to get her close, but just for like, you can focus on her while that's going on in the distance.
Right.
And bring like the most stinky, valuable food that you have. And like work her off that.
I could do that.
Yeah, that's where I'd start.
I feel like it's not even the motorcycle. I think it's just like equipment.
Ah, okay.
Because she will go up. Like we encountered a bulldozer one day.
Yeah.
And she was like thank God it was not running. But like at the base of the bulldozer, like biting on the tire and like, and I was like, what are you doing?
She and Pips are just cut from the same cloth of like, they have no fear. Well, or there's fear, but they're like, don't worry, Mom, I'll kill it. I'll get that bulldozer.
What were they bred for? Killing badgers or something?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what I know. Badgers, I know. Mine's rats and all. Yeah, we got tenacious little creatures that we just have to direct that tenacity to work for us.
I know. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it is.
But like labs, you think that labs have a high like hunt drive, but it's like they're so enamored with whatever you're doing. It's like nothing else matters.
Right. I know. That's kind of the difference between like labs are bred for cooperation. They're bred to take direction and like to go do the job. Whereas like Min Pin's wiener dogs, they're like, I'm going to go in that hole by myself and I'm going to come out with something
so independent.
Thrive or like,
thrashing around.
Yeah, thrashing around. That was the word I was looking for. Yes.
Have you ever worked with Chessies?
Yes, I love Chessies.
You do?
And Porties, yes.
Every Chessie I've ever met is so hard-headed.
Yes.
Like just kind of a dick.
That's like definitely one way to put it. Same with, and like Portuguese water dogs too are just like, they're so smart that like most of them I walk into the house and they just like smile at me kind of like, owner's playing chess. They're playing checkers. I'm playing chess over here. I'm like, okay, I've got you. Like we're gonna figure this out together. We're gonna make life more enjoyable for everyone, but we have to stay a step ahead. And so Chessies are gonna be a little different in that they're just like, they have a little bit more of that independence, which is gonna seem like hard-headedness, but figuring out what drives the dog and then channeling that, like for
so true.
A lot of Chessies, it's like, I don't know if we can channel some obedience or using obedience, but channeling it through like fetch or something that the dog's really into. Then we can't just do that where it's like, oh, I'm going to tucker the dog out with Chessies with chuck it by like throwing it 1,000 times. Cause now we're just training an athlete with no like structure and discipline, where if I can get them doing some obedience drills and things like that in between tosses, I can get that dog like obsessed with me.
Right. That's how I would bring my dogs into work, and I would work on the place training all day. And I'm like, I know you want to go do stuff. I know you don't like to sit here. So I'd like set a timer on my phone. This was back like when we first started out and we were small. So I would be building boxes.
Oh, yeah.
And I would set a timer on my phone, and I'd look down, and if the dog would get off the place, I'd say, no, go place. No, go place. And then after that timer would go off, I'd throw the bumper and be like, this is your
reward.
Your 5 minutes of fun. And then we'd go back to place.
I love that. Yeah.
And it's like, so they'd know like, okay, at the end of this annoying, boring time on this place board, I'm going to get some type of thing that I like.
Yes. And I love that. I think for like your average puppy, I'm going to tire them out first before doing place, just because it's like, I don't know, once they're older, yes, that's fair. But for a lot of puppies, I mean, puppies are just so funny too. They're like full of energy, and then they're like narcoleptic, passed out. So
I know. It's like one or the other so quick.
Which is great. I can work that. It's like, okay, when you're focused and ready, I'm going to channel it. I'm going to make it fun. We're either going to do, I don't know, some kind of little food game or something that channels their like natural drive, like for Pips. Or have you ever seen a flirt pole? It's like a fishing pole with a toy on the end.
Oh, yeah. I've seen them for cats.
Yes. So that we need a slightly more durable one. And I know like you think you're going to like search on the internet flirt pole and a bunch of like dirty stuff. Maybe do dog flirt pole.
Dog flirt pole.
Yes, but it's like a squeaky toy on the end of a little like pole thing. And it's just a great way. I love using it to teach like take it and drop it.
Yeah.
But also just to channel, if you have like a prey-driven dog like our puppies, Pips is so good at it. He's to the point where he'll like dangle from the pole. My kids love playing it with him. But it's like, gosh. I pull that thing out and like nothing else matters. He's so into it. And then he's exhausted afterwards. And that's where I can get him to do some place work. I mean, he can do place work now without that. But it's just, to me, it's like a great way to make it fair. Or, hey, it's raining outside. I'm going to play a little tug or something like that where I can channel that dog's drive.
Most definitely.
A really good way to do it. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's awesome. That's an awesome, like, positive reinforcement technique.
For sure. Exactly. And eventually that becomes what we call like an activity-based motivator, where just the game in and of itself becomes the reward.
Right.
But for now, make it a fun little, I don't know, treat game. You can even use food to teach them drop it. Like if Pips will like hold on for dear life, or I might take a treat, hold it to his nose. As soon as he lets go, I say drop it, rather than like saying drop it as I'm trying to pull it out. Like, and then he's learned, he's got a stellar drop it now because I've played that with him so much that he'll pick up like, I don't know, something off the sidewalk and I can say drop it, like spit it out with enthusiasm, which is fun to see.
How I train all my labs for drop it, and I'd be interested to hear your response on this.
Yeah.
So like they have something in their mouth, they don't want to let it go. I don't want to like rip it out of their mouth.
Definitely not. Exactly.
So what I started doing, and this is just how I learned it.
Yeah.
And here, I'll take your hand.
Yeah.
So like say that this is like their mouth, and I'm like, drop it, drop it, drop it.
Yeah.
And I just add a little bit of pressure. Like, and I normally have their tongue. Yeah. Like when I'm trying to, like one hand on their tongue when I'm trying to do it, and then trying to take the toy with the other one. And I'm trying to make it so that I'm not like ripping the toy out.
Exactly.
I just want them to like open their mouth wide enough so that they can just drop it on their own. And then as soon as they do, good girl.
Exactly.
But I always was taught like with the pressure.
With pressure. So you're using what we call like negative reinforcement, which, not to get too technical, but this is where we just have like a mild nuisance sensation that goes away as soon as you comply.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm not saying like smack the dog on the face if they won't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people hear negative reinforcement and they're like, oh, that's so bad.
It's not. As long as it's like kind and fair and the dog gets it, great. And if that works with your dogs, like there are so many ways to train a dog. And something that just like irks me in dog training is so many trainers, like they have their one or two ways and like, this is the only way that's kind and fair.
Right.
But dogs are so different that like for so many dogs, like that could be a really good, gentle way to teach them. I feel like with a lot of dogs that I'm working with, like I usually start with positive reinforcement, and I can talk through, like I would essentially use a treat where say the dog has the bumper or whatever it is, or they pick something up, where I can hold a treat to their nose, and then the moment, like they have to choose, do I want to keep holding the thing in my mouth, or do I want to let go of it and get the treat out of your hand instead? And that way it's like they're making a choice. I've had the occasional dog that can like still hold the thing and then somehow eat the treat.
I'm literally, my mom has a dog at her house right now that will try to eat the treat while
still holding the
plush toy is in their mouth. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, just let it go.
Yeah. And that's where your technique, again, like your technique is probably better for that dog in that moment. Yeah. Because otherwise, or like I had mentioned before, like bringing me a sock, I give you a treat where, you're going to keep bringing me socks.
Right.
I'm creating a reinforcement pattern there. But and as trainers, like I like to follow, we call it like LEMA, or least intrusive, minimally aversive path, but there's a lot of options along that ladder.
Yeah.
And if I can start with a treat, or like, because sometimes I'm working with an aggressive dog, where if I'm going to add touch like that, like they're not used to being touched. A lot of dogs I can't touch when I start working with them. And so that's where there is a lot more of like, okay, let's get you to make the choice, dog. Exactly. Yep. But once I built that trust, we can do a lot more. But holding a treat to their nose, the moment the dog lets go of the thing, you could mark yes or drop, whatever you want to say, and then give them the treat. And then that creates a pattern where they're more likely to do it again.
I also use that for when puppies bite.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So like very nippy. And I don't even do it in like a malicious way. Like if a puppy comes up and nips and I just go right on their tongue and they're like, ugh. That was not fun.
Exactly. I love that technique. And like I think the key there is like, this isn't like I've seen somebody go, no, bite. And they're like holding the dog's snout really intensely. In fact, they're probably putting like more pressure.
Right.
But that gentle little like, oh, you're nibbling on my hand. Now I have control of your mouth, right? Just ever so gently close my hand around the puppy's, like whether it's the top of their mouth or their bottom jaw. And then the puppy's like, ugh, this isn't fun. And the moment I feel the puppy like pull backwards, I let them go. That puppy usually doesn't mouth on me again. The hard thing is like, there's occasionally a puppy where you do that and they're like, oh, it's on, and they're going to come back harder. And so it's hard. It's like advice I can't give on the internet because.
Could you do it more?
You can, but I've done it with a couple puppies where I'm like, I've done it 3 times. The puppy's just coming back at me harder. I'm going to do something else where essentially I'm going to use a leash to like, you lose me every time teeth touch skin or clothing. I set a boundary with the leash, meaning I'm just like stiff arm to the side. You don't have access to me for this moment. And I might ignore you for a second, or I might walk away. And then, because the puppy usually isn't doing it to like hurt you or make you go away. Right. They want you to play the game with them. So it's essentially me being like, game over. I'm not playing this.
Right. That's a good, I guess I've never had that because all my dogs, I just do that little like, and I always use my thumb.
Yep.
Because they always bite my hand, and I just use, even if they're like biting on clothes or something like that, I'll just turn around and like give them a little, no more pressure than what they gave me.
Exactly.
On the tongue, and they're like,
right, put it.
Nope. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't feel good, does it?
Right. That is such a good lesson for them to learn early on. And I also love that you do it for clothing as well, because so many, I've had so many clients too where they're like replacing people's clothing, where essentially the puppy, by biting on clothing, the puppy learns that it's not sensitive. Or like hair too is another one where like dogs are grabbing people by the ponytail. And what I don't like about that is the dog is learning to interact with you with their mouth, but they're also they're not learning bite inhibition. They're learning like you can use force and it gets a rise out of the person. Like so whether it's skin or clothing, I treat them as one and the same of like, oh, I'm going to set a quick boundary here where like, even if it's like a brand new little puppy, if they're going to start grabbing onto me, like I'm going to gently have them lose me for a moment. And then as soon as they like look like, I lost you, I'll invite them right back in. It's like, it's not like I have to be mad at them. It's like, oh, nope, you lost me. Oh, come on, good dog. Like you come right back in. And it can be this like really nuanced conversation though, where the puppy is like thinking and learning
I love that.
how to interact with you.
Yeah. I think that's like the number one thing with puppies. And I think that it's just setting those like healthy boundaries of what's good, what's bad. Mm-hmm. Also just training in general when they're a puppy. That's another huge misconception. Oh, my puppy is too young to learn something.
Exactly. So many people are like, oh, we'll call it, we're getting a puppy this date, but like we'll book a session like 3 weeks out. And I was like, okay.
Do it now.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of people will do it like a prep session where they're like, okay, here's my setup. This is what we're thinking. Like before the puppy is even there, where we can like proactively talk through the routine and what their setup is going to be and how they're going to bring the puppy home. It starts day one. It's the moment you meet your dog, training begins. I think the thing that changes is what the goals are. Like, I'm not going to teach your puppy like verbal obedience cues until, I mean, we can start to introduce them, but I don't expect your puppy to do those. Until,
do you ever get clients that have like those expectations?
Yes.
Really?
Expectation setting is like probably the, like one of the most important things with the human client. Like I have to be very upfront in like what the expectations are. So like for your brand new puppy that you just brought home, your focus areas are going to be building up independence, creating a confinement routine, house training, chew toy training, teaching about like how to interact with people,
right?
And then socialization, where it's like what we talked about in our video day, where it's just, and it doesn't all have to be up close and personal. It's just teaching the dog to be comfortable with all the wacky, crazy stuff going on around them. That's your focus area for those first few weeks. And like, if you want to get into other fun stuff, great. But like puppy push-ups, little sits and downs. But when we get to that like 4 to 6 month mark, that's where like, yeah, I'm going to drill obedience. I'm going to, I mean, leash work's going to start right away in the house, as we talked about with management. But that's where I'm going to be doing leash work outside in higher distraction areas, recall, things like that. Like every time, it's so cute. Every owner is like, oh, my 10-week-old puppy has perfect recall. I'm like, I love that for you. But like,
he's just very interested in what
or
you
like
got going on.
Yeah, they're just into you. They're nervous about everything else. And then they get to like that 4-month mark where the puppy has now learned like how fun the outside world is. And it's just like,
bye.
Yeah, truly.
It
Smell
is so
you later.
true.
So it's like, and I love that. I am that owner. I was that owner. Like, I'm not judging anyone.
Yeah.
I did everything. If there's a mistake to be made, I can guarantee I've made it. But it's, there's so much we can do. Like, the more we know, the better we can set our puppies up for success and just like make it fun and easier on ourselves. Because there's so many hacks that, again, like I didn't come up with. Bury your, like, if you're going to give your puppy like an antler or a bone, bury it in dog food before you give it to them. I wouldn't necessarily recommend those things once they have their adult teeth because they can start chipping teeth. But like, you got to get through like the teething stage. Giving them like a bone that smells like dog food, they're going to be much more into that than like, something else.
Oh my gosh, Jade, this morning when I was making my coffee, watching TV, and I went and sat down next to her and she was chewing on something. I'm like, what are you chewing on? So immediately like pry open her little mouth and it's like blood everywhere in her mouth. I'm like, what did you get? And I pull it out and it's a little tooth when her little teeth fell out.
Teeth. Oh, it's so,
But she kept chewing on it after she...
Most puppies eat them. Like,
ew,
if you're not...
It was so sharp.
Yeah.
But like there was one of her back ones that were like super like long roots.
Yeah.
And she was just
like crunching
and
on
I was like, ew, what are you eating?
Yeah. Gross.
But I pulled it out and it was like broken.
Oh, she had like crunched it.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
it was thin on the top though.
It was probably pretty brittle too from like being ready to come out.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh.
I know. Isn't that funny?
Why are you doing this?
Yeah. I swear I do like puppy socials for just to give puppies like off leash play opportunities with other puppies. And I swear
best thing you can do.
It's so good for them. It's like the easiest way to build a social resume. You obviously need like other healthy, tolerant puppies, but it's so good for them to just have those early conversations and learn what allows the game to continue, what's too much. But every time we do a puppy social, like at least one puppy loses a tooth. And so then like, there's like, everyone's like, there's blood coming from somewhere. And I'm like, oh, don't like, okay, if it's on him, it means it came from the one he was playing with. And like, I'm like, sure enough, we open up their mouth and there's like a spot, but it's just, it's always so funny. The owners are like, what's happening? I'm like, it's just,
they're bleeding.
Somebody's losing a tooth.
Someone pause. Pause the puppy playtime.
Yeah. No, we've never had an actual like incident where like a dog hurt another dog. We're always setting them up for success. We're arranging by size. I've got a little playpen for that like more timid puppy that needs just like a one-on-one interaction. But even then they're like watching the big puppies play. It's just so good for them to just learn like this is okay.
Okay, so that's another thing. If you guys are near Grand Haven, Michigan, and you have a puppy and you want to do a puppy play date, get a hold of this girl.
Please do. We do require at least 1 hour private session just to assess the puppy, make sure they're on a good path and healthy, and we're kind of ruling out for like aggression, or if there is, like, again, we can work that, we can help with that. But yeah, 1 session and then puppy socials every month. I'm trying to do them like twice a month. I have kids that come too. I've got my junior trainers, which is like
it's so good.
So good for the puppies just to be like getting exposure to kids that are well-mannered, and again, treats are falling out. It's great. The puppies are like, I love it when the kids are here. Yeah.
Okay. I'm also going to throw something else out there as a fellow dog trainer.
Yeah.
Do not come to this girl and be like, I want my dogs to be perfectly trained after a week.
Oh no. I will like, go. Yeah, I'm not your trainer then.
I had that so many times with people would bring me their dog and be like, can you have it done within like a couple weeks or like a month?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. What do you, we're like hitting basics after a month.
Exactly.
And people are like, well, how long is this going to take? I'm like, months.
And training is never over.
Never.
I am so like, I've been doing this for a decade now or over, and I'm so glad, like boundary wise, like I'm to the point now where like if you're not committed to training your dog, I'm just like not your trainer.
Yeah.
Because
call them people out.
Yes, because I could have your dog could be darn near perfect at my house within 2 weeks, but then it would take you less than a day to undo all of that. If you don't adopt these practices and if you don't change your behavior, your dog is going to go right back to doing what they've been doing at your house.
Perfect example. Whenever I bring my dogs over to my mom's house, they act 100,000% different than at my house. Worse.
Oh,
they're like, Grandma doesn't have rules.
Oh, yeah.
Grandma lets us do whatever. Grandma gives us table scraps.
Oh no, yeah.
She hates when I call her Grandma too.
Right?
She's like, I am not a grandma.
I'm not a grandma.
I was like, you're dog grandma.
Yeah. Hey,
you're not a people grandma yet, but
exactly.
You're a dog grandma.
But she's already like, I don't know. I feel like that's human or dog grandma. They're like, we're just going to load them up with sugar and give them back.
Literally. She's like, take them back. And I'm like, you brought them back fat and entitled.
Yeah. I won't even let my dogs. I'm very particular about who is going to interact with my dogs and how. Like my dogs, I know I have that uncle like Thanksgiving where all the dogs are going to be seated under him getting scraps. And I'm like, my dogs are just like not invited to that situation. Like I am not going to give them that opportunity to learn that.
I know.
Because I can't have them doing that.
My mom thinks I'm so mean because I'll yell at them and she's like, don't yell at them. They have feelings.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah. I'm like, that's an interesting topic too. Like yelling is, I'm not like, I've done it. I do it. I lose my cool. However, it doesn't help. Like it's so sad. It's like for
my
us,
dogs know though. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. So like I was over there the other day and my mom makes banana bread like every week.
Okay. Oh,
and so
lucky.
Yeah, she does. It's like her thing. Zucchini bread, banana bread. Yum. She has to be baking some type of bread. So my dad's sitting there at the counter or whatever eating, and he's got just this whole pack of dogs around him because between my mom and I, we have 6 dogs.
Wow.
So it's just all 6 of them.
Pack.
I know, just sitting there. And with my dogs, I'm like, go lay down now. No, sir. No, ma'am. Go. And my dogs go. And then her dogs stay there. And she's like, don't yell at them. They hurt their feelings.
And I wouldn't even call that yelling. That is just an I mean business tone, right? Like, hey, this is not optional. Go out. Or I use evacuate. Is what I tell my dog. I'm like, evacuate. And they're like, okay.
I know.
But it's like, that's different than like yelling out of anger. You know what I mean? That's like an I mean business. Okay.
Oh, that's what she considers yelling.
Yeah.
That is yelling for her.
Okay. Yeah.
She goes, even when she tells her dogs no, this is how she does it. No, River. No, you don't do that, River. You're still so cute. I love you so much.
That is so funny.
And I'm like, tell him no.
Right.
Stern voice. No. She goes, that's yelling.
Everyone has their own level. Dogs and people, we have our own level of sensitivity, and
she's sensitive. She's like, you're being mean to them. I was like, setting boundaries.
Firm boundaries are not mean. What I think is mean is someone who is not going to set any boundaries, but then they're going to like scream at and hit their dog when their dog messes up because the boundary wasn't set. Right?
She called me on the way up here because I dropped my dogs off with her this morning, and she was like, did you feed them? And I was like, yes, I fed them. She's like, they act like they haven't been fed.
They're going to trick her into a second breakfast.
And I said, well, they're liars.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I'm going to feed them again.
No.
And I was like, don't feed them. I just fed them. And she's like, no, they look hungry.
They have her so well trained.
That's what I said. Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, my dogs put on such a show for my husband too. Like if I usually will feed them. They did this literally last week and then they were like pooping their brains out the next day because my husband, they tricked him into second dinner. He's like, they really put on a good act of like, they were like tap dancing around him. I'm like, they know. They played you like a fiddle. And yeah. Now you can.
My mom does not care. She's like, they were so hungry.
Yeah. But now you don't need to feed them dinner, right? I know it seemed, and everyone's like, oh,
she will make a drive over to my house just to feed them dinner.
Just to feed them.
Yeah, she will be like, you're abusive to these dogs.
No, if they are getting like, it's daily allotment of food. Like there's a daily pot of value that doesn't change. Mm-hmm. And like the timing of it is not that important unless you're like in the throes of house training and you really need to figure out that in and out equation.
My mom and I really don't argue, but we will argue over dog stuff. Dogs. Like they just went to Europe for a couple weeks and I watched their house when they were gone. And she was like, it literally says on the house instructions, every night before they go to bed, each one of them gets a treat. you have to remake their little crate beds.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, I'm not doing that.
Oh,
they're fine.
Yeah.
If one of their little beds are folded, they're fine.
That makes her feel good. I love that for her. But you're kind of training a particular dog at that point.
I was like, you are causing these issues.
Yes.
Like you are giving them these high expectations of, and it was so funny. I locked her dogs all up in their crate, and I didn't give them their nightly treat. And they all just sat there like, you would have told them that like someone died.
Yeah. They were like, just like expectation.
Where's our treat?
And that's like, it's sweet, but it's also kind of sad for them. Like I think consistency is a really common theme I talk about with people in dog training, where everyone's like, oh, we have to do it the exact same way every single day. And I'm like, boundaries should be consistent. Routines will change. Like we honestly need our dog, especially in that first year of life. I want the routine to get mixed up. I want there to be a day where we go on a walk later, or you get fed 30 minutes like at a different time, because dogs are like they have that really strong internal clock. Or if you feed your dog at the same time every day, they're like, it's like 8:05 and they're like, the world is ending. Where like I randomize that for my dogs. Like sometimes it's early, sometimes it's later, and they don't really expect it at a given time. But so routine will change, but like my boundary won't. Like there's a couch upstairs you are not allowed on. Like you don't go on that couch. The other couch, okay, but like they're very situational. They can learn those boundaries, and that's where boundaries need to be consistent. Words should be consistent. Routines, whatever. Change it up.
Change it up. Make it so that they never know what's coming.
Yeah, move that crate. Take them on a different path. Like walk them a different place. That's really good for them to learn. We can do different things, because I don't know if you want to travel with your dog, or like I don't do a ton of board and trains anymore, but I can tell so many dogs that like have never pooped on a leash before, because they're going to have to do it here. And if they've never done it before, it's going to be very stressful.
Literally my oldest dog, Sage, she never on a leash. Yeah. Ever. But just because she has such a good recall and she's always by my side.
She's earned it.
But I put her on a leash. I can't remember. It was for like a photo shoot or something like that. And I knew it was going to be like in traffic downtown. Yes. And I put a leash on her and she's like, what the hell is this?
I don't need this. Yeah, that's puppy stuff.
I know. And she was like looking at me like,
That's
what is this?
Poor girl. I know. We have to prep them for stuff like that.
I know. She was so upset by it. I was like, but they do have those alarms. This morning, I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, and the dogs jump out of bed at 5:55.
Yeah. They're like, it's time to get up. You don't even need to set an alarm. The dogs will be like, hey, Mom, it's time.
I've actually like had it before where I forgot to set my alarm, and the dogs jump off, and I look at my clock, and I'm like, how do you guys just know?
Isn't that funny? Sixth sense, like dogs, they know when you're coming home. They know they're in tune. They're picking up on things that we might not even be aware of.
I know. I love it though.
It's cool.
And I don't know what I'm going to do when I don't have dogs one day. I'll always have dogs.
You'll always have a dog. Yeah, I know. No, we'll be like those old ladies where we're still like chatting and
our dogs. Yeah. Our dogs are our lives.
I look at every chapter of my life as like measured by a dog. I don't know. I've got it's like, and it's hard. It's sad. Like the worst part is when they go and like they're such a part of your routine in your day. But I like look back on that chapter. I'm like, damn, that was good. Like we did so many adventures, things like that. And then
that's so true. Cause like Sage will forever be marked by like my college years. Cause I got her in college.
Oh, she's a college pup. How old is she now?
She's 6.
Oh, okay. That's so fun to have. Like that's how you started your relationship.
And she was a dog that like when I was learning how to train, like I screwed everything up with her.
We all have to have that dog.
Like,
poor Sage.
And she was so like forgiving and nice about it.
Oh, that was my Riley.
Because I was like had to be perfect with her because I was like need her to heal, and I was not giving her any grace.
Yeah.
To like just be a puppy. And now I'm just like, I feel like now that she's old, I'm like, oh, she does what she wants.
Yeah. She earned it. She's earned that privilege. I think so many people with multiple dogs too, like they think it all needs to be fair. And I'm like, your puppy needs a lot less privileges than your older dogs who have earned it. In fact, giving your puppy all the same privileges as your older dogs that have like put in the work is really demeaning to the older dogs. It's like,
then they're like, what the heck?
Yeah. Like you've earned to be out of the crate during mealtime. Like you've earned to be on a place or doing something else instead. Like puppy, no, go to your spot. Like you don't get this yet.
Exactly.
I think it's healthy for them. I don't know.
I think it is too. It's like you earn that.
Yeah. Fairness. I mean, yes, there's some elements of fairness, but I think privileges should always be earned, human or dog. Yeah.
I think Sage is just so old. I'm like, you do whatever you want, girl.
That's me and my old lady too. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Because like low-key, she's kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
And like I'll still go hunting, but she's got hip dysplasia and stuff, so she can't go like as hard as she used to. Like I'll take her out on easy hunts.
That's nice.
But if I leave, I can't remember. I was moving one of my shotguns one day. and I left with the shotgun. And I remember walking out. She was so excited. She saw the gun and was like, we're going hunting, and was like prancing and jumping around. And I came back and like 4 of my pillows were destroyed.
Oh, yeah. She took that frustration out.
She was like, screw you.
Well, you think about it, it's like, to me, it's like, it's less about punishing you. It's like she got so excited. She had all this pent up like excitement, arousal, energy that she associates with a hunt. And then when she doesn't get it, it's like that had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So your pillows.
I know. I came and I wasn't even mad. I was like, girl, I get it.
Yeah, I know.
You do you.
Yeah,
I'll buy new pillows. It's fine.
Oh, poor thing.
She's 6 or turning 7 at this point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to get mad at you.
Yeah. I love it. You'll still take her for like a low-key easy hunt.
Yeah.
Make it fun for her.
But it's like, it's so hard because she just had shoulder surgery this year.
Oh, yeah.
So
she's like restricted.
Yeah. So she's going to be on some super low-key hunts.
Water therapy or anything? Will she do like water retrieves?
Oh, yeah.
Because that'd be a nice way that she could still kind of build up that muscle again.
It's just hard because like all the places that I hunt, it's like muck. So she's really like...
Yeah, she's in it. At that point, she's going to do more damage. Yeah. So you almost have to like, I don't know, plan like a fake thing.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'll let her on some hunts and I'm just like, girl, just do... I would rather, and maybe this is like, people would hate this, but I would rather my dog do what she loves and have a shorter life.
Yes.
Than have a longer life and being restricted from the things that she loves.
For sure. We look at like quality years versus lifespan, to me is so important. And I couldn't agree more of like giving your dog opportunities to just like do what they were bred for or be a part of it. And honestly, they'll probably end up living longer at that point. Like, again, I'm going to piss off a lot of people, but like obese dogs or overweight dogs, I'm just like, this is so sad because first of all, you're like quality years. If you're like an overweight 2-year-old dog, you're not doing all the things that like you could otherwise be doing. And then every year that goes by, your joints are going to pay for it. And your later years are going to be marked by so much more pain.
Right.
And it's really like, I don't know, an overweight dog is not a dog's eating problem. That's like a human's feeding problem.
Exactly.
So
they, the people that like free feed their dogs, I'm like, why?
No.
Why?
I know.
But it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, exactly. But timed feedings, little plug, a lot of benefits, health-wise, even just... even as a diagnostic tool, like my dogs, because they're fed, they know I have 10 minutes to eat this food or it is going away. They eat it right away. If they ever turn up their nose, we're going to the vet because something is wrong. It's just like, I know if you're not eating,
it's an indication.
Yeah, exactly. Versus like free fed dogs. Yeah, they're going to eat when they want to. It's probably in the evening.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I got some really good info on Jade that I'm going to take home and use.
Likewise. I think it's fun.
I know. I'll have to give you updates on her.
Please do.
She's crazy.
Just know I'm with you. I'm a trainer. I do this for a living and I'm going through the same thing. It just takes that consistency and dedication of like the more patience is the number one ingredient in training puppies and all dogs. But the more we manage them and prevent them from practicing behaviors we don't want to become lifelong habits, the less we will have to manage them later in life.
Okay.
So that's what I tell myself.
One last puppy question for
Please.
you. Should I let her sleep with me in bed sometimes?
Oh, great question.
She's so cute. She snuggles underneath the covers.
Yes. Okay. So if you are not dealing with major behavior problems, I am not going to be the trainer that's like, you can't have your dog in bed. If you are dealing with resource guarding, reactivity, any type of aggression, the dog should not be in bed with you. If she's just like a happy-go-lucky puppy, fine, go for it.
She loves, she snuggles like, I've never had a dog do this. They like, both my dogs sleep in bed with me, Sage and Stetson.
Yep.
And they sleep on the base of the bed and they do their own thing and they know that they have their corner.
Their spot.
And Jade will like nuzzle underneath the covers. Yeah, she burrows.
Does she land on like a knee pit or where does she
she goes either down on my feet and then sometimes if like I'm like really under the covers, she'll come up and she'll like lay right next to my neck.
Oh, I love that.
But then I push her off because then all I hear is like when I'm sleeping, I'm like, you're breathing right on my neck.
Breather.
Get out of here.
Oh, no, I think that's lovely. I think for my dogs, given like the structure of my life and what I need out of them, I have them sleep in a crate for the first year.
Okay.
Just because it's a slippery slope.
It is. I want it. Yeah. Like, she's so cute.
I love that for you. I'm not going to judge you on that. No, that is totally fine.
But then like most of the time I'm like crate time.
Exactly.
But it's just like every once in a while I'm getting ready for bed and I haven't put her in bed yet, and she'll jump in the bed, and I'm like, oh,
right. I know.
Okay.
No, I think I love that for you. I think I'm just already so sleep deprived with 2 kids under 5 that I'm like, I protect my sleep at all costs. So yeah, I have my old lady dog, she gets to sleep at the foot of the bed, but she's earned that. Whereas Pips, he'll be in there for a year. Even Sigmund, like he now sleeps on a dog bed in our room. He slept in a crate for a year. And then about at least once a month, I have him sleep in a crate just to keep up the skills. So it's not like shattering to him when he has to. But yeah, eventually, I don't know. I've invited Siggy on the bed too, but I think he gets hot and he's just like, and I think he's like a little uncomfortable. He's just like, no, this is too much. I can't do it. And he goes back to his bed.
I feel like Sage, like if I ever put her in a crate, I think I was like, I was traveling one time and I was like, oh, you got to sleep in a crate tonight. And she was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, right.
She was so mad.
So mad. Yeah. I know. I was thankful. Like my old lady, she slept in a crate for the first year of her life. And then like maybe 3 years ago, she got sprayed by a skunk. And even post bath, I was like, you were going nowhere near like textiles or upholstery. So I had her sleep in a crate. And she was mad, but she was also like, I know I can do this. Like she just, she kind of gave in and was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, I didn't feel bad either. I was like, I gotta give you a bath again tomorrow.
So like once a month, I'll let her sleep in bed with me.
I honestly feel like you could just, I don't know, you could do it. Unless you feel like she's getting a little entitled where it's like she expects it, then it's probably good for her to
the entitlement.
Yeah. Or if you intend to travel. Yeah. It just kind of like if you intend to like go stay with people, and that's where like I love traveling with my dogs. Anywhere I can bring a crate, I can bring my dogs, and I can leave them in. We're not supposed to leave them in hotel rooms, but like I know if there's a crate there, it's an off switch. They're gonna go in there, they're gonna power down and just like be quiet and comfortable.
Okay, that's another thing that I need to work on with her is because whenever I leave, like I do the separation thing, but she is like she's a 1-person dog. Mm-hmm. And whenever I leave, like I'll bring her into work with me, and my coworkers hold her and everything, and they're like, as soon as you walk out of the room, she cries.
She falls apart. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we can build that independence from you, like in a crate on a place cot while you're around too. Like, would she cry if she's on place and you're like milling about, or if you leave the room? Will she stay on the spot?
She won't stay on the spot.
Okay.
She'll follow.
Okay. So then a crate, like having her crated at least a couple times a day where you're around and you're moving throughout the house. She has an opportunity to kind of work through that.
Okay.
And again, usually like after exercise, I'll put the puppy in a crate and I just start doing stuff. And yeah, the puppy might whine a little bit. I'm going to differentiate between like if it's entitlement, like I want to be with you versus like full blown separation anxiety. If it's separation anxiety, I'm going to work it.
I think it's just entitlement.
Entitlement. Yeah. Then you just let her work it out. Then you ignore it and like it's going to be annoying because she's going to like kind of whine and bark at you. But then once she's quiet, she can come out. Mm-hmm. Or like ideally she'll just like, again, if she's tired, all of her needs have been met, she'll eventually like take a nap. When she like calmly wakes up from the nap, she can come out. And that way she's like learning this is no big deal.
Right.
And if it's a big deal, whatever. But I had like a 5-year-old birthday party the other day and my Roddy was just in his crate. Everyone's like, where is he? I'm like, he's right there. Like he's just snoozing. Party's going. Somebody fed him a crayon, but it was like, and it wasn't like he's great with kids. I just more like I have my kids' school friends coming over. Like I'm more worried about like how other people feel about a Rottweiler than like him doing something.
Someone fed him a crayon, no big deal.
No big deal. I mean, this dog, he's eating some crayons. Like we just, it's his poop because there's a crayon in it. But he was like, I love crayons. But it's more about like I didn't want him. I don't know what other people's kids are gonna do. I don't know how parents are gonna feel about a Rottweiler. So I like remove him from the equation. He's still there. Like I have a crate in the back of my kitchen, very much a part of the party. But to him, he's so used to going in and out of that as part of his daily routine that it doesn't really matter if it's me making dinner or
that's awesome
50 people coming in and out of the house. He's just kind of like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, he's just so attuned to it.
Yeah, he's just whatever. Yeah, that's as long as he's tired. If he hasn't had it, like if he has an unmet need, no, he's going to be an asshole. I'm like, Mom, let me out. I got to poop. I got to walk. But if he's tired, great. He's happy.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody wants to book a puppy training session with you, where would they go?
Yes, they would go to lokdogs.com, LOCDOGS.com. You can go directly to our online scheduling page if you're ready to book. We're also happy to have a free 15-minute phone consult. If you want to set that up, you just fill out the contact us form and we'll reach out to you to set that up. So we'd love to hear from you.
That's amazing. I have learned so much incredible information about my dog that I will take back and give you feedback on how it goes.
Please do.
I'll let you know if she's still doing the alligator death rolls.
Yeah. Right?
She's
I have some ideas for that too. We can work that.
We will. We will. Yeah. Thank you guys again for joining us on our Off Leash podcast, and we will see you guys next time.